Moving on to the Ghanaian markets. Now, of course, this is still the best performing bourse on the African continent. Now, this is despite inflationary and currency issues. The GSE composite index is up 77.69% year to date. The financial stocks index has recorded gains of 71%. Now, to get an update on the GSE today and to discuss recent news out of Ghana, I am joined by Emmanuel Sibe. He's a research analyst at New World Securities. Emmanuel, it's great to have you on the show. Now, of course, I mentioned Ghana's inflation. We've seen CPI increase to 13.1 in October. That's from 11.9 last month. Now, we hear one of the main drivers behind this is the removal of utility subsidies. Now, give us some more detail about that and generally how you read into the inflation numbers.
Well, the new rate of 13.1%, the highest since March 2010, was fueled by a 33.4 year-on-year rise in the non-food component of the composite index, led by increases in housing, utility, and fuel units of the group. On the other hand, the food and non-alcoholic beverage group recorded an average year-on-year inflation rate of 6.9%. Down by two percentage points from that of the previous month.
Now, of course, we know that one of Ghana's 2013 targets, however, was to keep CPI within 2%, either side of 9%. Now, clearly that's not been achieved. So what are your expectations for inflation by the year end?
Yes, in light of the latest release from the statistical service, as well as the time left to the end of the year, I'll be quite surprised if government is able to meet the 9% target, despite the decision to absorb 25% of the recent hike in the electricity tariff at an estimated cost of about 400 million Ghana cedis.
Now let's move on to some of the activity that we've seen in the Ghanaian stock market. Yesterday there was a relatively inactive market, although there were some gains seen in ETI, which was enough to move the market up 0.23%. So it would be great to get an update on trading today.
Yeah, trading activity picked up today with volume and value up by 663% respectively over the previous session. The day session saw only one price movement. FIC added 0.01 to its price to close at 38 pesos. Last minute block transaction in Cowbank saw the counter picking up 61% share of total value executed today.
Now, I noticed that there's been a lot of activity this week in Enterprise Group. Now, we know that that company recently released Q3 results. So it'd be good to know if that's what's driving the activity. I mean, we saw premiums up 41%, profit before tax up 152%. So what's going on with that stock?
Yes, EGO happened to be one of the companies that's well valued, and actually it's trading at a P of less than 5x against the industry of 6. When you look at the market in general, I realize that for some of these equities, they've hit the double-digit PE, and investors are very confident that it's one of the stocks that they can look at in times like this. And also the prospects are very bright going forward.
Now, we've seen PZ gain 372% this year. I believe that's the top performing stock on the GSE this year. Why have we seen that activity in PZ? Yes,
this is a company that for some time wasn't doing too well. So recently that its performance picked up. And at the point that they released the numbers, investors noticed that it was one of the undervalued stocks with very high potential, and for that matter, there was a rush for it, leading to this significant gain. However, its latest numbers wasn't too encouraging compared to what we saw the previous quarter. And looking at the market trends, this could affect it in terms of price depreciation.
So you think it's too late to tap into PZ, the gains?
Yes. I don't think it's a stock that people should really be looking at. If anything at all, yes, they can look at Ecobank Ghana. They can also look at the Enterprise Group.
Of course, you mentioned Enterprise Group up 297%. So you are saying that you believe that stock will continue to rally?
Yes, it still has a very good potential because it's actually gone into other areas beside the usual insurance business that we've known it for. It's actually into trustee services, into real estate as well. So this we think will actually have a very good impact on its bottom line going forward.
Now, Emmanuel, for investors who are looking to tap into the Ghanaian market in 2014, I've seen the kind of returns that your index has done this year. What sectors should we be keeping our eye on?
I think that the banking and insurance sectors are still what investors should be looking at. That notwithstanding, investors can also take a look at stocks like farm milk, even though it's quite expensive now. They can also look at